While we can't dine out at restaurants right now, we can support local businesses through takeout and gift cards. We can also create a restaurant experience in our own kitchens. Go to kqed.org/food for recipes from tonight's episode recorded earlier this year. Cheers.
Just perfect. You bite into them and they pop.
Oh my God, the fried chicken. So mouth-watering and delicious.
They make gingerbread year-round. Where else can you get that?
Everybody say arancini.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
At Redwood Credit Union, we help people achieve their financial goals together, offering customized full-service personal and business banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Redwood Credit Union.
Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com. The Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sbrocco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now we have 3 guests and each one recommends one of their favorite spots and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. This week, bouncer, musician, and graphic artist Ryan Greene shares his go-to spot for Italian cuisine in San Francisco. And hospital unit secretary Jennifer Childs takes us to her authentic and healthy Vietnamese eatery in Hayward. But first, Attorney Kit reveals her pick in Noe Valley. It's a female-owned and run Mamak Malaysian restaurant unlike any other. This is Mahila by Azalina's.
My name is Azalina Eusope. I am the owner of Mahila in the neighborhood of Noe Valley in San Francisco. The inspiration behind Mahila is a dedication to all the women in my family. I was raised by my grandmother, and just seeing her hustling every day is amazing. And Mahila is actually second stage of woman's life in my community, and the name means becoming a woman. When you grew up in a Mamak community, spices plays a very big role in our life. I come from this little island called Penang up north of Malaysia. I grew up with a spice farm just for the family members to use, and the Mahila logo is star anise. That is my soul spice. When the baby is born, you are paired with spices. So the spices kind of guide you through the first part of your life. So spices plays a big role being a Mamak cook. So each of the dishes consists of between 20 to 45 different spices. People say that if you intended to do something in this world, it will hunt you down forever. You can try to run away from it, you can't really. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm cooking the food truly with thought and a lot of love.
Now, Kit, when we say this is kind of unlike any other restaurant, let's talk a little bit about why that is.
Well, a lot of people may know Mamak cuisine from the street stalls in Malaysia. This is unlike anything I've ever tried before because it's home-style Mamak Indian Malaysian cuisine. And it's just so extraordinary with exotic flavors and textures that I've never had before.
Well, kick off with, what you eat when you first go.
Leslie, I love, love, love the sardine puff. The center of the puff is made with tomatoes cooked down into the sardines, so it's almost a jammy texture with a flaky puff pastry on top. And it's balanced out with these beautiful fresh sprouts that they grow right there in the restaurant.
All right, what was, Jennifer, when you went, what did you start with?
We started with the sweet potato dumpling, and it's served in this adorable little bowl. The presentation was awesome, and again, the sprouts were amazing, and that was the garnish on top. And it had two different sauces. One was a creamy white sauce, and the other was more almost like a chutney. It was a green sauce with some fresh herbs.
How did your experience start?
I just want to high five her on those dumplings because they were out of this world. They were insanely good sweet potato dumplings. And I did like the presentation, the way that they used those dishes and stuff. I didn't expect it to come like that. It kind of made me go like that when it came to the table, you know? It's an exciting dish, and I can't wait to take my wife there to try it again.
Just that particular dish.
Yeah, that appetizer was
Yeah.
one of the best I've had all year.
All the food is served family style. So we had Mamak, which are a type of chewy noodle, and they make succulent shrimp cooked in duck fat. Who doesn't love that? And they have a half lemon that's grilled that you can just squeeze on top, and it just brightens up the entire dish. So between the succulent shrimp, the chewy noodles, and they have like a squid sambal, which is also quite chewy. It has a lovely texture to it. That's one of my favorite dishes. And a side dish that we had was the roti tempeh. It is a very thin, flaky, almost paper thin roti with, again, fresh herbs on top. Just really spectacular.
I think I should have had that one because the one I ordered was just a bit too intense. It was a delicious marinated chicken, I could tell, but it's a bit overcooked, and then the sauce was a little too spicy for my taste. I'm kind of a spice wimp when it comes to
But this is spicy.
food.
There's some spicy cuisine
Yes,
here.
it's kind of like a combination of Thai and Indian foods together. That's how I kind of related to it.
Did you have anything else?
Yes. For the main course, we had the blue pea rice, which I've never had before. It's the most beautiful shade of blue I've ever seen. Again, the presentation was incredible.
Right.
And then I had the same chicken dish that Ryan described. I had the same experience. The spices were a little bit too much for me, but let me again say that the presentation was incredible. It was throughout, actually. Every dish that came out was beautifully plated, the fresh sprouts, just the little side touches to make it appealing to the eye. But again, I don't do spice very well, and I was only able to eat about 4 or 5 bites, and I wanted to get an accurate assessment of it. So I made sure that I had a few bites, but after that I was running to the blue pea rice to
Me
kind of
too.
cool my mouth down.
I did the same thing.
Yes.
Well, and this, do you experience that? I mean, this is spicy?
I've never had the chicken dish, so I think that maybe it's a different experience.
Okay.
I had the duck korma, which is really tender duck breast, cooked medium rare with a lovely vegetable base. That's quite nice, and I didn't notice that it was spicy. So, and I'm
Do you have a
I'm
high
spice
tolerance?
wimp.
Do you have high
No,
tolerance?
I'm a spice wimp.
You're
I
all
am
spice
a spice
wimp.
wimp. Yes.
Spice Wimp's
Wow.
Anonymous right here.
Okay, right here. We
Reading
got a
about
new
it,
group
yeah.
going here.
Well, I want to try what you had with that duck fat. That sounds awesome.
Did you have anything else? You had the chicken and
You
your
know, I
appetizer?
ran out of time. I had to go to work that night. As a bouncer, I had to
Right.
leave a little bit
You had to
earlier
leave.
than normal. But I did find parking right out front, so I had enough time for a delicious virgin mojito made with some mango juice, and so that was amazing. And it was in this really cute double-walled glass, so it was really classy, delicious, which was the dessert for me.
Right.
Well, the dessert that you must have the next time you go, the suji cake is amazing. Suji is made of semolina, and the cakes are small. They're like the size of rice cakes. They're chewy, but it's topped with these amazing items that give it a great textural balance. There's candied ginger and toasted almonds and fresh berries and just a lovely coconut jam. The whole dish is so wonderful, and when I talked to the chef afterwards, she said she made this cake as a tribute to her mother, her matriarch, and called it forgiveness cake.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that was a really amazing dessert.
All right, well, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
For an exciting experience with flavors and textures that will just stun you, try Mahila.
All right, and Jennifer.
If you're looking for spice and you enjoy Malaysian cuisine, try Mahila.
Okay, and Ryan.
For a new experience in Noe Valley that's just far more superb than any other place on that block, check out Mahila.
All right, if you would like to try Mahila by Azalina's, it's located on Castro at 24th Street in San Francisco. It's open for dinner every day except Monday, and reservations are recommended. The average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $35. came to KQED for her boyfriend's audition and so impressed us that we chose her to be a guest on the show.
Is that real?
It's true. Her spot in Hayward is the place she loves to go for Vietnamese food and classic French pastry. She often eats dessert first while waiting for her entree. This is Le Paradis.
My name is Alice. I'm the owner of the restaurant Le Paradis and La Patisserie. I work 5 a.m. in the morning until 11 p.m. I come from France when I was young and a refugee in 1979 when I was adopted from a French family, and they pay me the school and teach me how to do the bakery because they are owner of a French bakery and they adopt me like daughter. I like a lot is a French cake and the croissant, almond croissant, chocolate croissant. That's my favorite.
This one we have to do with by hand.
The meringue I make is natural meringue and no egg. It's only egg white with the sugar, and I put the strawberry or mocha or almond or cinnamon, and all my customers, they like it.
Thank you.
If you ask me, I can tell you, I love really Hayward. It's really nice person and really community. Everybody come here is so nice. That's why I take the name Le Paradis. That means the dream go true, because I really appreciate all the people Hayward. They really support me and I take care of them very well. I do whatever they want. When they come here, they feel like comfortable, like their house.
All right, Jennifer, are you still with your boyfriend after that episode?
I am.
Was he mad? Was he really mad?
He's actually really supportive. He's a sweet guy. Hi, sweetie.
I'm not sure we've ever had that happen, so that's great.
No, he's super supportive, and he's just glad that I'm here. So, yeah.
Well, he picked the right one, I'll tell you.
All is good. All is well.
And I took him to eat, so he's happy.
So he's happy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell us about your restaurant.
I must say that what draws me in every time first are the pastries.
So you start with this, because usually we end with desserts on this show, but I'm going to start with them right now.
Sometimes, but here's the thing. They make gingerbread year-round. Where else can you get that? The gingerbread men, they're about this big, and they're just soft and chewy on the inside, but then they're just a little crispy on the outside, and they're fresh baked, and you know, it's comfort food. You can't get that everywhere all year round. So sometimes while you're waiting, you have to have a gingerbread cookie.
I am a gingerbread fanatic, so
I am too, and theirs are awesome. But I usually go there for the noodle soups. The pho is amazing. I love the seafood pho. That's my go-to comfort food. I like all the shrimp, and the fresh herbs from the garden are awesome. The owner has this cute little herb garden out in front, and she will actually take, you know, fresh cilantro. When it's in season, she has her fresh limes out there and her lemons, and you can taste the flavors bursting through in the food.
And Alice is Vietnamese, but she lived in France.
Yes.
And so there's this French influence, obviously, that, you know, is woven throughout.
Yes, and it's the perfect combination, I think.
All right, tell me a little bit about your experience, Kit.
I had a great experience there. I really enjoyed the seafood crab tomato soup, which sounds like it could be heavy, but it was very light and delightful, and they used the fresh herbs and the citrus in there, and I just thought it was quite excellent.
And it's an extensive menu. There's a lot of things to choose from, right? Did you have anything else besides that?
I had their ham pate banh mi, which had a nice balance of vegetables with the pickled carrots and daikon and the fresh cilantro, and that was quite nice.
What about you, Ryan? Did you go dessert first? Come on, let's be honest.
No, I saw that big giant bakery counter though, and I was drooling all the way to my seat, but I saw the palmiers, and those palmiers are huge.
Yeah.
This is like a big heart-shaped puff pastry kind of a cookie, but these were larger than I'd ever seen. They were like half an inch thick.
An elephant's ear.
Yeah, I brought 3 to bring to my wife because she loves palmiers, but I ate them all on the way.
Yeah, dessert never makes it home when I go.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, well, you might not have started with dessert,
No,
but you
I
certainly
definitely did
picked
not.
it up, right?
Yeah, I did.
Right.
We tried to order the chicken spring rolls, which is interesting for me because I normally see shrimp spring rolls, but they had like marinated chicken spring rolls. The chicken wasn't as marinated and flavorful as I thought it would be.
Right.
Everything else was on point. And the wrap, for it, the rice made of rice, was a little thicker than normal, so it took a little work to bite through, and I'm not used to that. I'm from the gourmet ghetto when I went to Berkeley, you know, so it took me a minute to adjust to that. I was thinking, well, maybe this is more authentic. Maybe this is how they serve it in Vietnam. So I tried to stay open-minded, but in the end, I didn't like that.
You didn't like that dish. What about the next? You had multiple dishes, correct?
Well, for show. I had to have the pho, right? You know what I'm saying? So I had to go and try that because I really never have had pho. Pho or pho?
Pho.
Pho.
Pho, okay.
Yes.
I've never had pho before, so I decided to give it a chance. And I tried the seafood pho, and that's what brought the whole place home for me. Like, I would go back just for the pho. I mean, I have nothing to compare it to, but I liked mine, and it was delicious, and I think I ate the whole thing.
You're a virgin.
I was a little pho virgin, yes.
I haven't met one of those in a while.
Well, there's a few of us left in the Bay. It's definitely a family place, and I definitely would return for the pho.
All right. Anything else that you had?
I had the meringues, which
Ah,
are
there we
quite
go.
delicious.
Okay.
They were light and airy. We had a mocha meringue that was just light and airy. I would go back.
I also had meringue. I tried a different flavor than I had had before. I tried strawberry meringue, and it had this little vein of like strawberry jam down the middle, and that was awesome. It just melts on the tongue.
And what about the price? Because things are affordable.
Yes, so I think we got out of there at around $15 a person, which is pretty amazing for the Bay Area.
Right. Right. All right. This is your spot. Wrap it up for us.
For awesome noodle soups, pho, and rice dishes. And don't forget the gingerbread cookies. Try La Paradis.
Okay. And Ryan?
I would go there again for the pho. If it's your first time trying some, it's a good place to start.
And Kit?
For a wonderful showcase of the flavors of Vietnam, try Le Paradis.
All right, if you would like to try Le Paradis, it's located on Mission Boulevard at D Street in Hayward. It's open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday with lunch on Sunday, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $15. Post your favorite food shots on Instagram at #BayAreaBites and have a chance to see your food pics on the show. Ryan's San Francisco Eatery is his go-to choice for Italian cuisine. Featuring a handmade pasta-forward menu in Hayes Valley, it's the place for comfort food and welcoming service. This is Mano.
Its success is being a neighborhood restaurant. The success that everyone loves eating here. The neighborhood likes us. The staff and myself coming to work every day and just being stoked on being here, cooking delicious food, and just seeing the smiles of our guests. Hi, my name is Freedom Rains. I'm the executive chef at a Mano restaurant located in San Francisco in the heart of Hayes Valley. The dining experience here at Mano should be very comforting, very welcoming. Our front of the house, back of the house, everyone focuses on making the dining experience really fun and enjoyable. Even for the drinks, we have the outside seating. A lot of people like to sit outside, have a salad, have a little pasta, have a bite. So then the energy is really high and very fun. Italian food means to me is like coming together, eating as a family, sharing, talking amongst your dinner, your lunch, your meal. I think what makes a Mano stand out is that we're very focused on California. Like, you'll have an inspiration of Italy, but the California driven will come through. So even though you may come in and you may have this dish in like, Emilia Romano, we're gonna have the inspiration of that dish, but we're gonna put our California spin onto it, as if California was a region of Italy. And California offers so much great produce, meats, cheeses, cocktails that we highlight in an Italian vision.
So Mano, handmade, right?
By hand.
And you can see them pulling those noodles and really.
Yeah, there's an open kitchen right there, and Chef Freedom Rains is back there running a great tight ship.
It's bustling. Tell us about what you like to eat when you start.
I always get the focaccia. It's delicious. I've never really had a focaccia that's made with jalapenos in it, but a little bit of spice really sends it over the top. And then their tapenade is made with 5 different olives from around Italy. And I couldn't believe how they all married together, all that spice that I usually am afraid of all that spice. But that is good. I love olives and I love focaccia, and it really married well.
And you're shaking your head. Yes, Jennifer.
All
what did
this
you
sounds
start with?
awesome. So we started with these amazing little deep fried balls of rice and cheese. I cannot remember the name. Yes, with the pumpkin puree. Oh my goodness.
Delicious.
It was somewhere in that squash family, I know that.
Right.
And it was awesome. But let me just say, they don't give you enough of those. That could be a dish on its own. But they give you 4, and I could probably eat about 8 myself.
2 orders next time.
Yeah.
Where did you start in your Mano experience?
I had this amazing dish with Monterey squid, just little tiny squid, very tender atop butter beans. And I'd never really had butter beans before, but these were just perfect. You bite into them and they pop like mashed potatoes in your mouth. And with the taste of the sea, just the umami from the olives, and you know, it was a really delicious dish. I would have that as my main course.
A way to start.
Yes.
All right. Now you got to get into some pastas, right?
Absolutely. You would think at an Italian restaurant that would be the main course for somebody like me. And my wife did order 3 of those risotto ball appetizers.
Arancini. Yes. Everybody say arancini.
Arancini. And I would say, you know, being from New Jersey, I would say forget about it, but you don't want to forget about it. Those are amazing.
And what's your favorite dish to eat?
Oh my God, the fried chicken. They only serve it on Wednesdays, and it's worth the wait. They do a whole Tuscan-style fried chicken, and they give you half a wedge of lemon, squeeze it on the top. You don't even need any hot sauce. Plus, there's these really dense, rich, braised greens, and they're just so mouth-watering and delicious.
Right.
I sometimes just go in there and just order the greens on the side on a rainy night.
Kit, what did you have for your entrees?
We had bucatini alla matriciana, and the pasta was just incredible. It was al dente. I always thought that a red or tomato-based sauce would be kind of deeply flavored, but this one was very bright, like a just picked tomato, and it had a great balance with some salty pancetta. So I just thought it was an excellent dish.
And that pasta is made by hand, so.
And you can taste the love that goes into it.
You can. Did you try the tuna crudo by any chance? It's an amazing fish dish that they have for an appetizer.
Oh, I didn't. I had an endive salad with burrata and
the burrata cheese is
toasted
so
chestnuts.
good.
It was so wonderful with a little bit of speck.
Yes, I've had that before too.
Did you have anything else?
So the first entree was the radiatori pasta, and it had roasted Brussels sprouts. It was awesome, lightly tossed in a sauce with a little bit of garlic. And of course they grate the fresh cheese on top so you get that nice texture.
Oh my God, I love that they do that.
Yeah.
So after that, we also had the Hen of the Woods mushroom pizza. It doesn't even have any sauce on it, and you don't notice because it's so moist and so flavorful.
You don't need any sauce on
You
that
don't
pizza.
need it. You don't need it. You don't miss it. And you get a little bit of that saltiness, and you get a little bit of the creaminess. And again, I had them grate more fresh cheese on top.
Sounds amazing.
It was amazing.
Well, and they have a lovely wine list.
They really do. And what I liked is it was my kiss-iversary with my wife. So we've been together 15 years, and we were just celebrating the first time we ever kissed.
Oh, that is
And
so sweet.
because we let that slip to one of the waitresses, and she brought us a 14-year-old Moscato.
Nice.
And it was so tasty and delicious, and I love sweet things and sweet drinks, so my wife was just
Well, you're
shocked.
a sweet guy.
Well,
I
thank
can see
you.
that.
I think
a
you're sweet too,
guy,
Leslie.
I'll tell you. Did you have anything to drink alongside your meal?
I had a delicious Negroni.
Oh, one of my
Really-
favorite drinks right
they
there.
kill
it
a
was
Negroni
just-
there. They do it so
I think
good.
it made the rest of the meal just taste even extra excellent. So
Desserts.
I had the buttermilk panna cotta, and you know, the waitress described it as a palate cleanser, and I thought, oh, that's a little odd. But when she brought it, it was rich and perfectly, just had the tart notes of buttermilk, and oh, it was still so delicious.
She meant palate coating. That's what she really meant to say.
So if you like lemon meringue pie, I would recommend this dish. It was this light, fluffy, lemon, citrusy dish, and the meringue on top that had just been slightly charred just a little bit. And then these crispy little crunchy, I don't even know what the cookies were made out of, but we scraped it, and it was awesome. And it was just light, and like the lemon just danced on your tongue. You could tell it was Meyer lemon. It was awesome.
We had the Nutella sundae, and we didn't even ask for it because it was our kiss-iversary. They brought it for free. And Nutella flavors with the hazelnut and chocolate, you know, they drizzle it out over the top, and then there's like this delicious toffee that they put on the top of the dessert as well. I'd go back just for that dessert. It was so rich and so decadent. I really felt like it was going to be a problem for me since I work on that block.
All right, this is your spot, Ryan. Give us a quick summary.
Yes, it is my spot. Best fried chicken in San Francisco. I love the Chef Freedom Reigns. Great place to go, great neighborhood.
All right, and Jennifer.
Come for the handmade pasta and stay for the dessert at Mano.
And Kit.
Who doesn't love handmade pasta? This is comfort food taken to the next level.
All right, if you would like to try out Mano, it's located on Hayes Street at Octavia in San Francisco. It's open for lunch and dinner every day, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $35. I have to thank my articulate guests on this week's show. Kit, who invited us to her Mamak Malaysian spot in San Francisco, Mahila by Azalina's. Jennifer Childs, who shared her Vietnamese and pastry eatery in Hayward, Paradis. And Ryan Greene, who brought us to his favorite place for pasta in San Francisco, Mano. Join us next time when 3 more guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Woo-hoo. You guys are great. We really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about. So keep in touch with us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. It's where you'll find links to the restaurants and my notes on the wines we're drinking today. Cheers.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by
Cooking is the first kind of love you know. It was starting when I was a child, with my grandmother doing fresh pasta, and now I transmit it to all the guests. It's something made specially for them.
Oceana Cruises, proud sponsor of Check Please Bay Area.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
the Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com. Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com.
At Redwood Credit Union, we help people achieve their financial goals together, offering customized full-service personal and business banking for the North Bay and San Francisco. Redwood Credit Union.